Welcome in, everybody. We are going to listen to the press conference that is going on right now for Emmanuel. Shout out to everybody in the building and everybody on the replay. Please smack that thumbs up as you come in, but we're going to get right into the press conference.
Investigation, Jeff.
Thank you. Like Sheriff Dykes, I just want to thank all of you for, especially the normal mainstream media, for your attention to this and for your cooperation in this as we were assisting San Bernardino in this investigation, trying to originally find a missing baby.
This channel may feature copyrighted video and audio content under the guidelines of fair use permitted by copyright statute for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. All content and credit go to the original creators. No copyright infringement is intended.
Okay, so we're going to get back into it. Let me move this so y'all can see.
Thank you. Like Sheriff Dykes, I just want to thank all of you for, especially the normal mainstream media, for your attention to this and for your cooperation in this as we were assisting San Bernardino in this investigation, trying to originally
shout out to Sherry.
Find a
shout out to
baby,
BFF in the building.
Eventually, quickly learning
that
investigation was not something that it started as. Not so much for.
So I'm just rushing in the house. I'm like, hold on. I'm listening to it on the way here. And also this morning, I heard some crazy information. Like, it is true that Jake actually sent them on a wild goose chase. They sent, he talked to a police informant or a fake prisoner and told them different stories. I heard that early this morning. So I don't know if they gonna talk about that or not. I hear them saying that there's some things that they cannot talk about, but we gonna get into it, and then I'll talk about that later.
Social media and keyboard warriors who, quite honestly, sometimes hamper and prevent us from a good investigation. I do want to expand a little bit about our relationship with San Bernardino. A lot from the media, a lot of questions have been raised about jurisdiction. And what Sheriff Dykes and I routinely talk about to our own communities isn't really necessarily displayed in the media or said to the media, but neither one of us care about jurisdiction. Our belief is that the Inland Empire is better served when we are cooperating and working together. And in this investigation from the very beginning, it was obvious that it could involve both counties. When something like that happens, particularly in this case, the original investigation began with Sheriff Dykes, and if he chooses to take it to the end, he will, which obviously he did. And my position is Sheriff Dykes is responsible for this and the assistance of my department. So there is no asking us. There is no anything like that. It is, we have to serve our public best. And he has every single available resource that the Riverside County Sheriff's Office has to offer to make sure that we provide justice in this case. This is an extensive investigation with both agencies that ultimately is headed by the supervisor of the Detective Bureau from the Sheriff's Office in San Bernardino. But the cooperation, as you can see, between the both counties is what is going to bring this to a successful conclusion. There is absolutely nothing, no crime more important than the injury of a human being, particularly a child. And the amount of resources that were expended to find this baby and to ultimately bring the people to justice responsible for the loss of this baby, I can't even tell you the amount of resources that were expended in this. It is a massive investigation that will obviously be ongoing, and we appreciate your efforts. This involves a lot of things, though, from us, and hopefully there are more questions to be answered, but I'll end it by saying this before we get into more questions specifically about this case. This was preventable in numerous ways. The amount of response we have had from the public, the enormous anger that a child was not only originally thought to be kidnapped, but then presumably murdered,
triggers
kind of warms my heart a little bit, that there is compassion still out there. There is care about other people. There is people actually do care about other people. There is absolutely nothing worse than harming a baby. Broken bones, injuries, life-altering trauma. And had that case been successfully handled how it should have been, Emmanuel would still be with us today. So I thank you all for taking the time and the effort to make sure that the world sees this investigation, and we will successfully bring it to conclusion with the help of both DA's offices.
Thank you, Sheriff. I neglected to mention that Sergeant Nicholas Clark is the lead investigator on this case. So even though he's San Bernardino County, he will be functioning as the lead investigator on this case, which is ongoing. The investigation is ongoing, even though we have filed charges. And then Brandon Smith is going to be the lead prosecutor on the case, obviously Riverside County prosecutor. And with that, obviously, you all know, yesterday in court, we filed murder charges on both Jake and Rebecca Harrow. We also filed filing of a false police report. And with that, I will take questions. I know you're going to have a lot of questions. I do want to lay some ground rules. The way we do it here is don't shout at me, no chaos, just raise your hand. I ask you to ask me one question at a time. I'll do my best to call on everybody. When we've gotten through everyone who has a question, then we can go back and ask more follow-ups, okay? So I'll start here on the front row. Yes, ma'am.
My question is, first of all, do you have any idea where baby Emmanuel is at this
point? Yes, we have
pretty
strong indication of where the remains of baby Emmanuel are. So that investigation is ongoing at this time. Yes, go ahead.
Matt Johnson, Court TV. What was the information that led to the initial search off the 60 in Moreno Valley?
Sheriff, you want to take that?
I'm not going to go into grave detail about that, but there is some level of cooperation with the suspects involved in this, and we're trying to locate that, and our job is to follow every lead. But for the rest of the room here, we have to understand what you're dealing with is an experienced child abuser that is aware of a previous case, that is aware of evidentiary things that we are certainly concerned with. So we're going to take every step to not only work with any suspect or witness involved in this, because at the end of the day, we have to bring a case to Mike and they have to charge it. And we have to make sure that every single thing, no matter what is told to us or what we discover in terms of evidence, is the right thing and that we followed up extensively.
See, now what I heard is that there was a prisoner that was a fake prisoner. So basically it was either a cop, an informant, or some type of law enforcement person that they had in front of him. They had him chained just like they had him chained, and he was a complete stranger. And Jake allegedly told him that he rolled over on his baby and unalived him. Well, I think he told the cops that at one point, and that he buried him and at the location that he took them to. And then there was an inmate that they sicked on him, and he told them that he threw the baby away in the garbage or something. And I heard that early this morning. And I'll probably go to it if it's still up, because I see that they didn't want to share that information. But what did they call it? Because I posted it this morning on my post, but very few people see my post. But let me go to that right quick. So yeah, 7 hours ago, I posted that Jake Harrell allegedly confessed to rolling over on baby Emmanuel and throwing him in the trash and or burying him off Highway 60 to be able to revisit him. And this happened as far back as about 3 weeks ago, when the neighbor said that Jake they asked if they could use their garbage or something, and they threw some stuff away of the babies. Not to mention the fact that they had already taken all of his clothes out of the house. Everything, it was no sign of this baby when the police went to their house. So I don't know how they thought that was going to work out. Like they got rid of everything like he didn't even exist. And so that is what I heard this morning, but they're not sharing that, obviously. So let's see what else they're going to say. Welcome in to everybody in the building. Thank y'all for tuning in. Let's get into it.
Okay, who's next? I'll go to you first and then to you. Go ahead.
Do you believe you know how baby Emmanuel died or was killed, and is there anything you can share?
The filing in this case reflects our belief that baby Emmanuel was abused, victim of child abuse over time, and that eventually, because of that abuse, he succumbed to those injuries.
Yep, that's what I said too.
That's what we believe.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Eddie with Action News. I noticed on the arrest records and booking records that they do have Jay Carroll as murder with malice and also another murder charge as well. Is there a second murderer? Or can you explain why there's two on that booking?
We charged both Jake and Rebecca with murder. Who's next? Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
This is in reference to what Jack was talking about, but can you go into some detail about that case in 2023 and what happened there?
Sure.
And from my understanding,
Yes, I will. So in 2018, Jake Haro with his ex-wife, there's another child who they were prosecuted for child abuse as well, child neglect, cruelty. That child was also an infant, and that came to the courts, arrested in 2018. It came in to the courts in 2023. We had charged various felony crimes, child abuse, child cruelty, and our indication or what we wanted out of the case was prison. We believed it was a prison case and that Jake Haro should have gone to prison. Jake Haro pled straight up to the court, which sometimes reporters get this wrong and you call it a plea bargain. Judges are not allowed to plea bargain. Defendants can plea bargain with the prosecutor, but when a defendant pleads up to the court, they plead to everything that they've been charged with, and they're essentially throwing themselves on the mercy of the court. In this case, a judge here in Riverside County, happened to have been a visiting judge from San Bernardino County, gave Mr. Haro a suspended sentence, which means, if I can translate for you what that is, it means that instead of sending him to prison, he chose to give him probation and suspend prison time sort of over his head, meaning that if he violated his probation, he would then go to prison. My prosecutor in the courtroom objected to that and said on the record, we object. We think it's a prison case. You should send him to prison. And the judge decided, as is the judge's right to do in that case, he decided that Mr. Haro deserved an extra break and gave him probation and basically 180 days of work release, which ends up being like community service. I will say that it was an outrageous error in judgment by this judge.
Yeah, it was.
And I don't have any problem saying that. I'm not attacking the judge personally. That decision was absolutely outrageous.
Yep.
Mr. Haro should have been in prison at the time that this crime happened. And if that judge had done his job as he should have done, Emmanuel would be alive today. And that's a shame, and it's an outrage.
Who is the judge?
I hate to say that, but when our criminal justice system breaks down, I'm going to just call it like it is and tell you it broke down.
It sure did.
It's not how it's supposed to work. The judge had obviously meant well. At the end of their sentence, he told Jake, I'm giving you a big break today. Don't mess it up.
What?
But I want to point something out to you. I want to read to you the injuries.
He didn't deserve a break.
The child's name is Carolina.
Broke enough shit.
She is still alive today, but she is permanently bedridden. She has permanent damage cerebral palsy that is a result of long-term child abuse. I want to read to you the
10
injuries
weeks.
that were presented
Triggers.
in court to this judge at the time of that previous prosecution.
This may be triggering to some, and it's not meant to be triggering, but this is what really happened to this baby. And I don't know how this judge could listen at all this and let this man walk.
Acute fracture of the posterior left rib, fifth rib, healing fractures of the posterior lateral 6th, 7th, and 10th through 12th ribs, healing fractures of the 6th and 9th through 12th ribs, partial bone fracture of the skull, brain hemorrhage, significant prevertebral soft tissue swelling of the neck, and a healing tibia fracture of the right leg. This is severe abuse for an infant. And so whatever you think of the criminal justice system and people need a break, someone who does that to a child belongs in prison.
Period.
Next question.
Okay. We said that at the same time.
Not to my knowledge, no. Yes.
For some experts that look at how Emmanuel eyes are and said that it's when it's time to shake, do you believe that he has just been trying to make these videos and does have the eye, I guess the eye for lack of a better word, do you believe that he
You know, I'm not going to, I can't speculate. What I'll say, I'll repeat what I already said. We believe that Emmanuel was severely abused over a period of time, and that that's the reason for the filing the way it was, is that he was abused over a period of time. Both parents would have been aware of that abuse.
Yep. I know where
I've
they
already called
would.
on you, so I'm going to exhaust. Yes, sir.
And you've been listening to a news conference that involved both Riverside and San Bernardino County officials talking about the disappearance of that baby, little Emmanuel, 7 months old. They did mention that Emmanuel
Wait, did it end?
And they believe that.
Hold on, man. Did it end like that? Let me find another one. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. He was still talking.
And we appreciate your efforts.
Find another one.
This involves a lot of things, though, from us, and hopefully there are more questions to be answered. But I'll end it by saying this before we get into more questions specifically about this case. This was preventable in numerous ways. The amount of response we have had from the public, the enormous anger that a child was not only originally thought to be kidnapped, but then presumably murdered, kind of warms my heart a little bit, that there is compassion still out there. There is care about other people. There is, people actually do care about other people. There is absolutely nothing worse than harming a baby, broken bone.
The case, and of course, Chad to assist us in the investigation. Chad?
I'm not going to say, as Sheriff Bianco just mentioned, when you have members of the public that are out there doing their own searches, all it does is potentially prejudice and damage the case. So please, let the sheriff's departments do their job. They know how to do this, right? We're helping with them, anything they need from us, but they are the ones driving this investigation, and they will track down every lead. I have all the confidence in both of these great sheriffs and their great departments. This investigation is ongoing, yes. Yes, ma'am.
In an effort to dispel all of that misinformation that we're seeing on social media, has a plea deal been offered to either Jake or Rebecca? Is that a possibility? And is this a death penalty case?
It's not a death penalty case. We did not and were not able to file special circumstances, and that's what would be required to be eligible for the death penalty. This is, we filed 2 counts of homicide, which in this case is murder, against both Jake and Rebecca. So not a death penalty case. What was the other? No. No. No, we're not interested in a plea bargain with these individuals. We're interested in a trial and getting to justice. Yes, sir.
Where are we in terms of representation for the
I don't know. I don't know. That's not something that I have any knowledge of. Going back, yes, ma'am. I think you just answered your own question. Of course, this is an investigation. We're searching for evidence. We've got 2 great sheriff's departments doing what they do best. So if there's a chance to find baby Emmanuel's remains, these men and women of these 2 agencies will do it. Yes, sir. Estamos aquí porque estamos acusando formalmente a Jake y Rebecca Haro de homicidio y de presentar un reporte
And they
falso a
don't
la
let us
policía.
rewind this either.
Los padres del
Great.
bebé de 7 meses permanecen detenidos bajo una fianza de $1 millón.
Hold on, y'all. Give me a
Y
second.
más de eso no puedo comentar porque no puedo hablar sobre la evidencia en el caso porque eso tiene que suceder en un tribunal, en corte.
Okay, I knew I was going to hit the wrong dang on button. Hold on, y'all.
We see a nice.
Okay. Yeah, that is not what I was trying to do. Give me 1 second. What I want to do is take it back. But in the meantime, we're going to listen at this audio. This is what I was telling y'all about what I heard this morning. Obviously, they're not saying the same thing right now. So, let's go to this. This is Brian Enton. I followed him with the Oren or Classic and Sincere case in Cal City. He was talking about this morning. Hold on. Hold on after I unhook myself.
Concern right now is that if this story is true, that police Perkins operation came after, I'm told, Jay Caro confessed to police that he rolled over in bed and killed the baby by accident and then buried the baby. So that is what Jay Caro told police, which is why he took police to that spot out along the freeway. This video that we have that shows him out there searching. That story, I'm told police believe, was all made up. First, they got that story. Then they decided to do the Perkins operation, I'm told, which is when they used the fake inmate and when they say they got the information that Jay Caro actually killed baby Emmanuel and put baby Emmanuel into a trash can. Meanwhile, baby Emmanuel's mother, I'm told, is still sticking to the same
Y'all hear that?
story.
Y'all hear that? That is what he said at first, and then he tried to change his story. So she looked older than, yeah, she's 41 and he's 31 or 32. Yeah, she like 9 years older than that man. She was probably the sugar mama, which is why she probably, felt like she felt good because she had a younger dude, maybe. I don't know. But yep, she's older.
They also did a Perkins operation with her in jail, and she is standing by her story that baby Emmanuel was kidnapped. That is also, you'll remember what she told a reporter who she talked to in jail.
Okay, so they did a Perkins operation on her as well. And this is some tactics that they've been using for years. I mean, they will do whatever to try to get those answers up out of you. Well, she stuck to her story. She wasn't folding. She was a ride or die bee. She wasn't rolling over on her dude at all. And she still stuck to the story of the baby was kidnapped. while Jake is out here on the highway telling on her. I mean, she is slow for real. But yeah, so y'all heard that, right? So we gonna keep going.
So many tragic twists and turns in this case. My big concern right now is that if this story is true, that police allegedly found out about through this Perkins operation, that he killed baby Emmanuel and put him into a trash can, and that it may have been up to 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. Will they ever actually find baby Emmanuel? I'm joined now by Kim Dagonia, a former Riverside County.
So before she goes there, so a Perkins operation is a type of undercover jailhouse tactic named after the Supreme Court case Illinois versus Perkins, where a law enforcement officer or an informant posing as a fellow inmate engages a suspect in conversation of illicit incriminating statements. The legal principle is that because the suspect believes they are speaking to a fellow inmate and not a police officer, there's no police dominated atmosphere or coercion. Making any statements voluntarily and are admissible in court, even if the Miranda rights were invoked. So that is what they did on him, and why he felt the need to tell this person everything, I don't know. But either way, whether he was telling the truth or not, he definitely incriminated himself. He definitely said he did what he did. And even though he gave two different stories, it's still equal that the baby is no longer alive. On top of that, with his record, an old girl going down too. Period. She knew and she stuck to the story. So she chose this man over her innocent child. Sick.
Prosecutor, thank you for joining me again, Kim. I want to start with this new reporting that we have, that Jake confessed to police that he rolled over the baby, killed the baby, and then buried the baby. But apparently that story was not true, right?
Yes, that is correct. My inside sources are telling me that was absolutely a lie. He made that all up to the police in order to, I guess, garner some type of sympathy, garner some type of a linear charge or sentence, but he made up this entire fabricated story that he was asleep with the baby Emmanuel, that he rolled over onto baby Emmanuel. When he woke up, he realized the baby was dead and he panicked. And so he went out to the Gilman Springs area that we saw him with the police the other day, and he buried the body because he wanted to have the opportunity to go back and mourn his son's death and visit him. That was his story. That's why he was out there in his chains and his shackles, allegedly trying to lead the police to the body that was never there.
Yes. So everybody that said that he was sitting up here lying, he just wanted to get out of his cell, he just wanted to waste some time. That's exactly what he was doing. He lied. Okay. And they ought to charge him another charge for lying.
Okay. And the reason that we know that this is allegedly made up is because of this reporting that we have that he spoke to someone who he thought was an inmate in the jail, but it was actually what is known as, is it a Perkins operation? So it's actually a police officer who he admitted to actually killing the baby. First of all, can you explain what a Perkins operation is?
Sure. We don't know if the person who was undercover was a police officer, if it's another, run-of-the-mill citizen of the community that was acting as an undercover inmate. We just know there was another body in the jail cell pretending to be an inmate in the same inmate clothes as Jake Harrow, shackled in the same manner in which Jake Harrow is, and they begin to ask questions while being
Can y'all please smack the thumbs up? I don't know how many thumbs up we have, but if you're tuning in, I know some of y'all are in the bushes. Please drop down and smack that thumbs up. And also subscribe to the channel if you have not, and set all notifications so you know every time we go live over here. And I will greatly appreciate that.
Reported to Jake specifically about the charges and why he's in there, in hopes that he will admit whatever really happened to baby Emmanuel to these fake inmates in custody. And it's called a Perkins operation. These types of investigative tools have been going on for decades in agencies and district attorney's offices across California. It's a very standard and typical investigative tool that you see the sheriff's department use in many different cities and counties across California.
Is it?
Yeah, it definitely is something wrong with the judge, Sherry. I mean, God, I'm thinking, did he know the judge? Was he a family member? You know, like, why did he feel the need to be lenient on a guy who harmed a 10-week-old baby infant?
Controversial at all doing that?
Yeah, it's been very controversial. I think Orange County District Attorney's Office was at the center of a lot of the controversy a few years ago. From that came a much tighter rein on how these are conducted. You know, the Riverside District Attorney's Office, from my understanding and my experience, has gone to great lengths along with the Sheriff's Department to make sure that they are following and articulating the legal analysis and following the law as they conduct these operations. It's very specific, and in my experience, they follow the law in using this tool as an investigative means to get a confession out of many defendants over the years.
So this was a fake inmate who he told reportedly that he killed baby Emmanuel and then put baby Emmanuel into a trash can. I'm just thinking about waste management and all the trash cans and the landfill. I mean, it sounds like this could be very difficult in terms of finding his remains.
Yes, that's the sad part of all of this. That is correct. He did confess to these, we will call them fake inmates, that he did kill baby Emmanuel and that he threw him in the trash can at his home approximately a week before Rebecca Haro even stated that the baby was missing. So baby Emmanuel's been missing for quite some time. And as a result, Waste Management, from my understanding, has told the Sheriff's Department it would be nearly impossible to determine which Waste Management truck took the trash, which bin it was in, and which landfill this particular trash can would have gone to, making it almost impossible that we will ever find baby Emmanuel's body.
And that is so sad. Like, look at what we're looking at with the Ashley Elkins case. They couldn't find her because he put her in different dumpsters. Some of them, I guess, they got picked up at different times because they knew that it was a body at the bottom of one of them because of the coagulated blood, but yet they did not find her. And so this poor baby, it's a tiny baby. Man, and it was weeks before they even reported him. I promise y'all, as soon as I seen this, I knew. I said, Orson West, this is Travell West and Jackie West. They are lying. And how long this baby been missing for real? When was the last time? That was the first thing I said when I seen this, because they are bad actors. And they did this. I don't think they're gonna find that baby, man.
That's awful to think about.
It really is.
Terrible.
It really is.
So this Perkins operation with the fake inmate happened. Did that happen after? I'm assuming after he lied and said that he buried the body.
Yes.
Okay, so that was really just a wild goose chase out there.
It was 100% a wild goose chase, from my understanding.
100% wild goose chase. Oh yeah, they gonna get it back. You better believe that. And welcome in, Picky Wicky. Cool name. What my sis said, let's get the yes, please get the thumbs up, y'all. I don't know what the thumbs up is looking like, but it's very important. And we're gonna go back to the press conference too.
Well, that's got to be frustrating for law enforcement.
Oh, for sure. And it goes to show you Jake Haro's mental status, right? The level that he will go to not only kill an infant, but the great lengths he will go to cover it up and create this fabricated lie. Such a fabricated lie that he allowed investigators to participate in something that's not ordinarily done, which is basically taking a field trip out to a fake crime scene. I mean, he created all of that in his mind, knowing it was a lie, knowing it was fake, and lived out the entire lie for the next 24 hours with law enforcement. That's pretty intense.
And yeah, like I said, do y'all feel like he should get more charges for that? That was a waste of law enforcement time and energy, right? I mean, what was the point of that? He knew, even if he did tell a jailhouse person or alleged jailhouse person that, he knew that he was lying later. Or I don't remember which was which. He said one to the police and another to the jailhouse inmate. So either way, he knew that it was a lie and he should get another charge.
It's just the level that you're dealing with.
I'm thinking back to his story. He said that he was mourning his son, so he buried him. Like, how does that make any sense?
Right. He claims that from what I understand, he buried the body close to his home so that he could go back and visit, almost like a gravesite, because he never planned on telling anybody the baby was dead.
And that was all made up.
Yes.
Okay. And then we've also reported that Rebecca Haro, that there was also a Perkins operation with her, so a fake female prisoner, and that she has been sticking to her original story, which is similar to what she said to the reporter for the newspaper who got through to her, that, you know, that there was this, essentially this kidnapping, and that they don't know what happened. It's kind of interesting that that she's sticking to the original story, and it sounds like he's, you know, not.
Right, that's my understanding. She is sticking to the story that somebody stole her baby and she wants him to be brought home.
What do you make of that she's still sticking to the story?
I don't know. I was not there to watch the Perkins operation or to watch any of her interviews, but my best guess would be there's probably something mentally off with Rebecca Haro. I wouldn't be surprised if in the future months we see some type of mental health diversion paperwork being filed on her, domestic violence assertions that Jake inflicted upon her. I don't think we're done with hearing the backstory behind Rebecca. I don't. I think there's more to come.
And that also explains why they let her have a jailhouse interview. Everybody was like, what? Okay, think about it, because they actually said that on the news. They was like, Jake is out here on the highway, and at the same time, Rebecca is having an interview. Yeah, that was set up with the police. Let's see what you can get out of her. We'll take him over here, and y'all take her.
Do you think she's trying to cover it for him?
I'm not sure at this point if it's trying to cover for him or if it's a cycle of abuse where she's afraid. I don't know if there's maybe some cognitive lower intelligence that she's, you know, just repeating what she's been told. But like I said, again, I don't think we're done hearing the backstory to Rebecca. I think there's more there.
Okay, so I definitely wanted to go over what was said, and that's pretty much what I want to do. We're going to go to the press conference when we see it all. Oh, shoot, hold on. I got to pull it up.
With these Perkins operations, since you have been a part of many before in your past, do they record them, or how do they work? Like, how do they go down? How do they find the people? I'm sort of fascinated by it. I'd never heard of it before. How do they find the people to do this? Do they record them? Like, kind of walk me through the whole process.
And when you say I've been part of them, I don't actually go to the jail and watch them. There's a DA designated for that. That's his sole job. And it's in order, again, to protect the privacy and to make sure that the standard legal procedures are being followed. So there is one deputy district attorney designated to that unit, which is a great thing that the Riverside DA's office has done to preserve the integrity of this type of investigation. So what happens is that particular assigned DA goes to the jail, watches the entire interaction go on between the inmates, the fake inmates, the actual defendant, and the actual detectives. It's being recorded the entire time. There's cameras in the jail cell. There's cameras on the what we're calling fake inmates. And it's all above board. Everybody can listen to it later on, watch it, see it. There's nothing hidden once it's done. It's turned over to defense, and it's routinely used as evidence in jury trials. The recordings.
And now we're all traumatized by it.
It's kind of interesting that Jake Haro
wasn't
suspicious that maybe that was what was happening when he was talking to this other person.
It's kind of interesting that this seems to happen all the time. The inmates really don't become suspicious. They just verbal vomit everything to these inmates. I don't know if it's, you know, to garner some type of strategy in custody to be part of, you know, the violent members so that they're not attacked. I don't know if it's a preservation reason why they disclose, but it's
stupidity.
Shocking to me the amount of times there's disclosures and admissions made to other inmates in this setting.
All right. Okay. So we're going to go back to the press conference. I'm going to also drop the link. I'll put it in the description box to that video because I didn't play all of it, but I wanted to go through what I had heard this morning. And so all of that he said, and old girl is still sticking to what she said in the beginning. Oh, someone stole the baby. I'm not giving up on my baby. Like, girl, get out of here.
We can gain convictions in this case. Yes, ma'am.
We had
when
this
you guys
guy
get
up.
it wrong. Go ahead.
I know you have not found based on the level of cooperation of the suspects and what you know so far. Is a strong likelihood that remains were
Yeah, I'm just not going to comment on that. We're looking for the remains. These investigation is continuing. We're hoping to find the remains of baby Emmanuel. Yeah, please, Sheriff.
This is to that and to the question before. a problem that we are having in this, basically even on the question that was asked 2 questions ago, is someone posts something on social media and then you all believe that it's true. I actually complimented the mainstream media because you've actually been reaching out to us for comment and actually been printing what we've told you. It hasn't been the sensationalism and the wants for clicks for social media. And that is doing nothing but harming this investigation. And when you form your opinion and come in here and ask questions like that, you're not serving the public in any way. The question way earlier, get some rest. There should be no one out there looking for baby Emmanuel except for us, because all you're going to do is complicate things in the future. And the one thing that I emphasize that I want to make it clear here, the reason this is happening relatively quickly and the reason why we got such a handle on this fast is I believe that the Inland Empire is served better by their 2 sheriff's offices than any place in the state. And this particular case doubled its efforts. So instead of having 4,500 people looking for baby Emmanuel, you had 9,000. And so how did we get all of this information? It's called investigation. And we have 2 entire departments doing nothing but sifting through evidence, searching for evidence, trying to figure out what happened, who was responsible, and how we're going to successfully prosecute it. And misinformation, lies, and purposeful misdirection is going to do nothing but harm this investigation. And I am begging all of you with cameras out here, don't be a part of it.
Okay. You wasted yours in English? I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you. No, I've already called on you. I'll go ahead. I started with you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And actually, it was for Sheriff Bianco. I just wanted to follow up with you because the way you were talking so passionately about what should never happen is that injury to a child. How does this compare to other things that you've seen? You mentioned broken bones in children. You impact me by the way you said that. So I wanted to know how this impacted you.
So I have to, cops get a bad rap of being just heartless souls. I will tell you that most police officers are parents, either dads or moms. And there is nothing more traumatic for us to go through than an injury, a death, or harm to a child. Nothing. And there is absolutely nothing that we want more than to bring these investigations to a successful conclusion. And when we talk about why we're here in the first place, that we believe someone murdered baby Emmanuel, who should still be in prison, but we have this unbelievable love for criminals, believing that they're somehow victims, and now we're all traumatized by it. We were all in this room a couple of years ago when I had a deputy murdered because someone was out on the street that should have been life in prison, but a judge let them go. We have an absolute breakdown of the justice system, and we are not preventing other children from being harmed when someone like Jake is allowed to be out on the streets harming children. And so the anger that I have, the frustration that I have, then combined with the misinformation and everything else, when for all of us and our employees, there is nothing more important to us than the death of a human, particularly a child.
Okay. I'm going to work the back. Yes, sir. Well, we've got a lot of evidence. We're going to have to play that out in court. I can't lay it out here today. Okay. So yes, right next to him. I don't know if we're going to see the arrest warrant today. So that's a pretty short answer for Spanish. So yeah. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, and then I'll come back to you. I just can't say. I'm not going to give a timeline. Obviously, baby Emmanuel, we have a theory as to when his death occurred. So, and then I've also shared that we believe that when the parents came forward, it was to tell the public something that wasn't true. Going which way? Go ahead. There's a lot of witnesses. Investigators are tracking down every lead. I'm not going to focus in on who's a relative and who isn't. There's a lot of witnesses in the case that are shedding light. Yes, ma'am.
And you said you were going to Emmanuel. What area were you focusing on and what's the man out of contact right now? You went out there saying you're doing something in the area of discussion.
Right. So I'm not going to say, as Sheriff Bianco just mentioned, when you have members of the public that are out there doing their own searches, all it does is potentially prejudice and damage the case. So please, let the sheriff's departments do their job. They know how to do this, right? We're helping with them, anything they need from us, but they are the ones driving this investigation, and they will track down every lead. I have all the confidence in both of these great sheriffs and their great departments. This investigation is ongoing, yes. Yes, ma'am.
In an effort to dispel all of that misinformation that we're seeing on social media, has a plea deal been offered to either Jake or Rebecca? Is that a possibility? And is this a death penalty case?
It's not a death penalty case. We did not and were not able to file special circumstances, and that's what would be required for to be eligible for the death penalty. This is, we filed 2 counts of homicide, which in this case is murder, against both Jake and Rebecca. So not a death penalty case. What was the other?
Has a plea deal been offered
No.
to either one, and is that still a possibility?
No.
Ain't no
We're
deals.
not interested in a plea bargain with these individuals. We're interested in a trial and getting to justice. Yes, sir.
Where are we in terms of
I don't know. I don't know. That's not something that I have any knowledge of. Going back, yes, ma'am. I think you just answered your own question. Of course, this is an investigation. We're searching for evidence. We've got 2 great sheriff's departments doing what they do best. So if there's a chance to find baby Emmanuel's remains, these men and women of these 2 agencies will do it. Yes, sir. Estamos aquí porque estamos acusando formalmente a
There's a call for service. Just for clarification, maybe sheriff's department, not sheriff. There was a call for service that was generated by Jake that we investigated concerning a child abuse case. And that's all I can give you on that. And it wasn't Moreno Valley. No, not at this time. I think we've answered that already. If you are not getting information from his office or my office, you are doing our public an unbelievable disservice. We don't care what someone posts on social media. And if you all are going to believe that and then generate questions based on those comments, we're not going to get anywhere in this. If it did not come from our 2 agencies, stop believing it. That's all I can tell you.
Son responsables de la muerte de su bebé por la evidencia que ya tenemos. Y es cierto que no tenemos el cuerpo del bebé, pero tenemos bastante evidencia y nosotros estamos convencidos que fueron responsables del homicidio de su hijo. All right, going forward, where am I? Did you have another question? Go ahead.
He said, where am I?
When you guys were on the 6th freeway in the Badlands area searching, we did notice that Jake was out there with the sheriff's department. Was Jake trying to cooperate at any time with the sheriff during that search?
So we've answered that question, sir. That was Sheriff Dykes that answered that question of why they were out there. He said that there was some level of cooperation with the defendants, and that's all we can say. Yep, that's all we can say. Yes, ma'am.
Do you feel, because the baby was 7 months approximately, died born in December 2024, do you feel that there are people that let this baby down? Not only that judge who let Jake Caro down, but we're talking about 7 months of child abuse or several months of child abuse. Do you think there are other people who failed this baby possibly by not reporting what they were seeing, what they thought was happening?
Well, certainly this baby was failed by his parents. So that's first and foremost. So yes, beyond that, I can't comment. But yes, everybody failed this baby that was close to him. Yes. Yeah. So I can't comment on the evidence in this case, but what I can tell you is that modern homicide investigations are very tech heavy. And we have two very modern, cutting edge sheriff's departments in Riverside County and in San Bernardino County. And so, yes, what you mentioned was the high-tech crimes unit of the San Bernardino DA's office, their Bureau of Investigation. They assisted, and beyond that, I can't say what they found. That can't get into the evidence, but yeah, this case is going to be built on like almost all homicide cases now, electronic, digital evidence. It all comes into play. Go ahead.
Did the family ever seek medical attention for baby Emmanuel since he was born to the day that he was missing?
I can't comment on that. Sorry.
Probably not.
What's next is, first and foremost, the investigation will continue, and it's led by the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department, and then also Riverside County Sheriff's Department assisting, and then the prosecution will begin. We filed the case. The case will begin to work its way through the criminal justice system here in Riverside County. Other folks, yes, we're coming to the end here, I think. Go ahead. Not at this time. No, we're not looking at anybody else. We believe that this is the filings in court that will be in this case. Now that could change if new evidence comes in. Yes, sir. I'm not aware of a house fire next door. So, yes, sir. I'm not going to comment. Sorry, I can't talk about that. Anything else? Sí. Sí. Podría cambiar si encontramos más evidencia y la situación cambia, los cargos pueden cambiar. Anything else? I think we're closing up here. Anybody have any last questions? Yes, go ahead. Do you know when? September 4th. The court date will be September 4th. All right. Thank you all for coming.
They sound a little mad. You know what I'm saying? A little upset. What did y'all think about that, and what caught y'all attention about the press conference? Did anything stand out to you? So meanwhile, we got old girl hunched over in this interview at the same time that he was at the Highway 60. And this is what she said. She was like, I want to be out looking for my baby. I'm sure it was more that she said. I would not give up. I would not give up on my baby. She also spoke about her husband saying he's a good dad and he would never hurt a baby. And this is just how Deontay Lewis stood up for Sierra Day in there, and why he got sentenced to 20 years. He got 20 years with the possibility of probation after serving 20 years, and she got no possibility of parole, not probation, parole. But what stuck out to y'all about that? Somebody said, what happened? You just got here? Nightbot is not trolling. Okay, so one of the things that somebody said, let me see what social media thinks about this. Somebody said, I'm in the DA's office. Authorities expected to release details about the investigation that led to the arrest of Jake and Harold. Oh. Authorities expected to release. Oh, okay. Well, he posted that 5 minutes ago, and they already did that. Let's see what he's saying here.
Are back down in Riverside. Big day in the case of missing baby Emmanuel. So we are back down in Riverside County. We're in the downtown area. Across the street over here, this is the DA's office. They're going to be shedding light on the investigation, new details into the case that led to the murder arrest of the baby's parents, Jake and Rebecca Haro. What led to that arrest? I'm going to be in.
Okay, so that is what we was just watching. And this person said the filing of the case indicates that we believe. Now, this is what the DA said, I think. We believe Emmanuel was a victim of abuse over time, and he succumbed to his abuse. And that is one of the things that I was saying, that he could have just been injured from the bruises he had and just, passed. He probably wasn't eating or anything. If he did the same thing that he did to the other child, absolutely, he was in bad shape. But there's no telling, and I hope that they get all the details that's needed to answer all of the questions that we want to know and lay the baby to rest properly. And he just said that he didn't know nothing about the fire. And that fire, I just feel like they was trying to get them to pay attention to over there and not at their house. The baby very well could be buried. He could be buried in their yard. But then again, they brought out the dogs. They've been doing their investigations. So whether they find a baby or not, they are definitely going to spend a lot of time in jail. So somebody said DA Mike Hestron indicates that had Jake Harold been sentenced and appropriately for his previous child, yes, that really stood out to me too, because we all been saying that the whole time. Why would this judge be so lenient on him? Did he know him? Is he a friend of the family? How can you hear all this? And I just wonder if he even got a chance to see a picture of this little girl. Because if he did, how can you you're protecting this man against an innocent child? Because he the baby, I guess. How can you look at this face and let this dude out? Soon as I move this from in front of it. Makes no sense at all. The little girl with the arrow going to her. That is the first child that he did what he did to her. And she didn't have a chance at the age of 10 weeks old. Let me see what he's saying here.
And ultimately law enforcement that their child had been kidnapped.
Oh, yeah, we heard that. Yep. And so anyway, y'all, let me see. I'm not going to hold y'all because I am just rushing in from work and all of that good stuff. But I definitely wanted to come in and talk about this case because we're going to follow this to the end. Somebody said bravo to the sheriff and the DA who gave the press conference of Emmanuel case, rightfully called out the liberal judge who gave Jake probation, as well as the keyboard warriors and content creators who are outright lying to get clicks and views. Wow, man. Well, I don't plan on impeding no type of investigations. I don't plan on being boots on the ground. I mean, I seen how that happened. And wait, what is this? Hold on, what is this? I don't think I heard this woman speak. Let me see something. Oh, she just checking the mic, I guess. So that press conference was 40 minutes and 30 seconds. That was a nice long press conference we've been waiting for. So I'm happy that they finally did that. But that is all the information that we have right now, and we're going to stay on top of it. We're going to stay on top of it. There's a lot going on, but I ain't going to go back live this time. And I don't even think I got another live gonna pop up this time. But y'all, please smack the thumbs up on the way out. Defenseless baby. Yeah. What would make a grown ass man, fully grown woman jump on a baby like this? Their own. And then come up with this stupid story and think everybody is going to believe it. They had to be high when they did this, really. But how do you have two parents like that, and then you got a grandmother that is backing him also and knowing what he's capable of?
I'm Mary Boyshausen. I'm the mother of Rebecca's mom. Jake is Emmanuel is my grandson.
The little boy from Yucaipa.
From Yucaipa is my grandson. Please help us find him. You know, if you have him, please return him. We don't want nothing. We will not do anything. We just leave the baby somewhere where we can find him, somewhere that is safe for him. Please, I'm begging you to please just do the right thing for this baby. He's only a little baby. He doesn't know nothing, okay? He can't talk. He can't just say nothing, okay? So please just return the baby, please.
Emmanuel,
Haro, yes.
7 months old.
7 months old.
About 20 pounds.
20 pounds, yes.
Wearing a black Nike onesie.
Onesie, yes.
His mother?
She's not doing good, you know. She's heartbroken, you know.
She was injured?
Yes, she was injured. She was knocked out.
There's no video?
No video. Store doesn't have video.
Do we know exactly where it happened?
Right here. The truck was parked here.
Here in this...
Right here in this parking space. The truck was parked here. And she got out of the truck to change the baby. And when she got out, she was trying to get the diapers, the bag, you know, to change the baby because he had pooped before she went into the store. Mm-hmm. And she said that all of a sudden, you know, they just say, hola.
It was hurtful.
You know, they hit her and knocked her out. And she said, all I saw was white. She says, when I came to, you know, she started running into the store and asking if anybody had seen the baby. And they said no. So she ran all around the store looking for the baby or for somebody, you know, and called 911. That's all I can tell you.
Do we know how long she was unconscious, or was she unconscious?
She was unconscious. No.
Is there any witnesses that we know of?
No witness, no.
Any leads at all? The police? Nothing?
They don't tell us nothing. That's the worst thing, you know, that they don't tell us nothing.
I'm so sorry for...
Keep your eyes open for this baby, please, just... No, we just lost a grandson. We just buried a grandson last Tuesday, but we can't go through this again. Please, just bring us the baby. Just tell us where he's at, you know, just leave him somewhere safe, please.
We're gonna do our best to help you.
Go through this again, you know, I'm married.
They must not have tears in this family. He said she was not crying for real. He literally said that. And he also said that she ain't never met the baby. Now, you can tell that when he was like 7 months, right? 20 pounds, right? A black, onesie, right? Or whatever. She didn't sound like she really knew. She was just going with the flow. But meanwhile, the store down the street, right, dang near next door, got some information. I wonder if the police went and collected this.
So, you guys work here at the Bada. Is there cameras anywhere on this property facing?
So we do have a couple, but they only capture like literally where that white truck is out of.
That white truck is exactly where the incident happened.
But no, she was saying that it was a little bit more there.
Do you have that footage still?
She knows.
Can we get it?
Kind of, but not really.
Exactly.
Can we get whatever you have?
I could send it into you if
Cool.
I need to, yeah.
Breaking news, we're gonna get footage of the angle here, and I'm gonna show you guys. We can see in this direction. She says it films towards the truck and the vehicle where the Ola wielding man came in, and booyah, was right in between that gray car and that white truck. So if it is facing that direction, then these lovely ladies here will provide us further information, right?
Yes.
So you guys work here?
Yes. So she all on camera. You know good and well they got the whole thing. Now, what's gonna be hilarious is watching that in court, watching her fall all on the ground and ain't nobody standing there, like, because I did hear that she went down. So that will be interesting. You know, she sealed the deal with it. He made sure he involved her all the way. I ain't going to prison. We going to prison, okay? Y'all sure is. Definitely. In gasoline draws. Boo, y'all. He is funny. But okay, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We gonna get up out of here. And please subscribe to the channel. Set all notifications so you won't miss anything.
Join Sleuth Nation membership and become a sleuth for special members emojis, special badges by your name, and sneak peek videos. Please subscribe and press that notification bell and thumbs up. Please.
We gonna go ahead and pack up old Rebecca and Jake.
Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up. You going to jail. You going to jail. Lock his ass up. Nanny boo boo.
I don't know what they was thinking. They thought we was crazy, y'all. They thought we was gonna fall for the bull crap. But anyway, y'all, that is my time. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Make this go viral. Let's go. GB. Pack it and rack it. Double weight. Let's go. Hit the thumbs up in this mug. Hit the thumbs up, y'all. Peace and love, y'all. We out.